Hello friends, today we will discuss chapter 6 of class 10th biology, that is life process. This life process chapter has been divided into many subtopics like respiration, nutrition, excretion and transportation. So in this video we will study excretion portion of this life process. Now what is excretion? Excretion, as we all know, it is very important process for our life. So excretion is a biological process by which an organism removes all the harmful metabolite waste from the body. So it is a process by which we can remove all metabolic waste from a body, and if excretion is not going on, so all the metabolic waste will be accumulated in the body. So this is very important. By this process all metabolic waste is removed from the body. Now there are various types of excretory products like respiratory waste products. CO2 being toxic, it is eliminated from the body during expiration from the lungs. So the CO2 is the respiratory waste product. Second is mineral salts. The excess of mineral salts is removed from the body along with sweat, urine and feces. Third is water. It is eliminated along with urine, sweat, feces and expired air. Nitrogenous waste product, they are basically of four types: ammonia, urea, uric acid and amino acid. First is ammonia. Now animals which excrete ammonia are known as ammonotelic animals. So all the animals which excrete ammonia are ammonotelic animals, and this phenomena is known as ammonotelism. Examples are bony fishes, aquatic amphibians, aquatic insects, etc. Second is urea. Now the animals which excrete urea, these are known as ureotelic animals, and phenomena is known as urotelism. Examples are very important and examples are asked in your board examinations also. So examples of organisms which excrete urea are mammals, many terrestrial amphibians, marine fishes, etc. Third is uric acid. So animals which excrete uric acid are known as ureotelic, and the phenomena is known as urotelism, and examples are reptiles, fishes. Examples are reptiles, birds, land snails, insects. Fourth is amino acid. All the animals which excrete amino acid are known as aminotelic animals, and phenomena is known as aminotelism. Examples are mollusks, echinoderms, etc. So you should remember the names of the organisms which are excreting amino acid, urea, uric acid, etc. Now, as this is very important process, so there are various respiratory organs which are present in organisms for excretion. And the organs that help in elimination of metabolic waste from the body, these are known as excretory organs. Now, as we all know that there are two types of organism. One is unicellular organism and second is multicellular organism. The mode of excretion is completely different in unicellular organism and multicellular organism. Now waste product produced by cellular metabolism, they are diffused in the surrounding water through general body surface. Example amoeba and paramecium. So amoeba and paramecium, as we all know, they are unicellular organism. So all the metabolic waste are removed from the body through general body surface. In case of multicellular organism, means the organisms which are made up of many different kinds of cells, and each cell is performing a specific function. So for in this process excretion also, there are various cells present in this multicellular organism, like flame cells are present in planaria. In case of nephridia, is present in earthworm. Uric acid is present in birds. So there are various cells which are present in the multicellular organism. Now we will study excretion in human beings. So similarly, there are various organs which are present for excretion in human beings. So the excretory system of man consists of a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, third is urinary bladder and urethra. These are the four organs which are present for excretion. Now this is the diagram. We can see the diagram, that is kidney is present. This is left kidney, this is left renal vein, this is aorta, this is left ureter, urinary bladder and urethra. So these are the excretory organs. This is the excretory system which is present in human beings. So we have to study all the organs, excretory system and various excretory organs in detail. What are the functions of various organs and how they perform their functions in excretion. So first and most important is kidneys. Kidney of men, we know that they are mostly reddish brown in color and they are bean shaped. They are reddish brown, bean shaped and slightly flattened organ just present below the stomach on either side of vertebral column. So kidneys are a pair of kidneys present in the humans beings, and each kidney is about 10 centimeter long, 6 centimeter wide and 3.5 centimeter thick. They are bean shaped structure. So kidney is mostly bean shaped. It is a bean shaped structure. Outer margin of kidney is convex and inner margin is concave. In the middle of the inner concavity is present and a notch called hilus or hilum is present. Hilus, it leads to space called as renal sinus. Now, renal artery, renal vein, nerve fiber, lymph vessels and ureters enter or leave the kidney through this hilus. Now we will study histology of kidney. Kidney, we know that it is bounded by thin sheet of white fibrous tissue which is known as capsule, and in each kidney 1.25 million of coiled tubules are present. They are known as uniferous tubules or nephrons. Nephrons are the structures which are responsible for excretion. All the nephrons are held together by connective tissue. And in longitudinal section, the kidney is differentiated into two regions. The outer margin is cortex, whereas inner is medulla. So kidney is differentiated into two regions. Outer is cortex and inner is medulla. So this is the diagram of the kidney. This is outer is renal capsule. This is papillae present. This is medulla. This is cortical. This is pyramids, renal artery, renal sinus and ureter. So this is the structure you have to learn. This is very important diagram. You should know all the parts of kidney. Now what are the major functions which are performed by kidney? Kidney performs various functions. Like first is removing excess of water from the body, and this is known as osmoregulation, and nitrogenous waste, that is uric acid and urea, from the blood in the form of urine. So this is removed from blood in the form of urine. This is removing excess of water and nitrogenous waste is one of the function, and this is done by kidney. Second is maintaining the constant concentration of blood plasma. It maintains constant concentration of blood plasma. Third, it regulates the pH of blood. Fourth, it helps in homeostasis. Homeostasis is a phenomena to maintain the internal environment constant. That is, the internal environment is constant. Now, as we know that nephron is the structural and functional unit of kidney, so we should also know the structure of nephron. Each uniferous tubule or nephron is highly coil-like structure. It is blind at one end and other end. It has two parts. First is Malpighian body or renal corpuscle, and second is renal tubule. Now this is the structure of uniferous tubules with blood vessels. This is afferent arteriole. This is afferent arteriole from which the blood is entering, and it is afferent arteriole. This cup-like structure is Bowman's capsule. This is glomerulus, which is the blood vessels. This is renal vein, and this is descending limb. This structure is known as loop of Henle. This is PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule. This is DCT, distal convoluted tubule, and ultimately it is collecting duct. So this diagram is very important, and you should know various parts of this nephron. What is the function of afferent arteriole? What is the function of efferent? What is the function of collecting duct? You should know the various parts and function of each and every part. First, we will study Malpighian body or renal corpuscle. As we know that it lies in the cortex of kidney, it is further divided in two parts. First is Bowman's capsule. It is double layered cup-like structure, and it is formed of invagination of the blind end of nephron. Second is glomerulus. It is knot of capillaries present in the cup of Bowman's capsule, and it is formed of capillaries of incoming blood vessels. All the incoming blood vessels, these are known as afferent arteriole, because through afferent arteriole blood is entering the Bowman's capsule, and that of outgoing blood vessels, it is efferent arteriole. Blood is going out through efferent. Blood is entering through afferent arteriole and leaving the Bowman's capsule through efferent arteriole. Next is renal tubule. Renal tubule, it is divided into three parts. First is proximal convoluted tubule, that is PCT. Second is loop of Henle. Third is distal convoluted tubule. Now we should know the function of each and every part. Proximal convoluted tubule, it is highly coiled tubular part and lies in the cortex. The cells of this part have microvilli, and the function is microvilli increases the surface area so that absorption is easy, and it appears like brush borders. So it increases the surface area for absorption. This is the function of microvilli. And second is loop of Henle. Loop of Henle, it is U-shaped part of renal tubule. It consists of descending loop, hairpin loop, and ascending hairpin loop. It is found in the medulla of the kidney. Next is distal convoluted tubule, that is DCT. DCT, it opens into the collecting duct, and this opens ends of many nephrons into whiter tube, which is known as the collecting tube. Next is ureter. The ureter are a pair of long tube which extends from kidney to posterior surface of urinary bladder, and through this ureter enter the bladder through rough oblique tunnels that functions as valves. Now what is the function of this valve? It prevents the backflow of urine into the ureter during bladder contraction. Now bladder contracts and relax due to bladder contracts and relax when the urine passes out. So it prevents the backflow of urine. Next is urinary bladder. The urinary bladder serves as reservoir for the urine before it leaves the body, and it can hold 0.5 to 1 liter of urine. Last part is urethra. The urethra is as we all know, it is a small tube that leading from floor of bladder to exterior. In females, it opens directly to outside. Now the male urethra follows a long path for distance of 20 centimeter from the bladder through penis. The female urethra serves as a passageway for urine, whereas in males it serves as a passageway for semen as well as urine. So this urethra in male, it serves as passage for both the semen and urine. Now, how this urine is formed and how it is removed from the body, this is very important. So this urine, it takes place, formation and removal of urine takes place in 3 steps. First is filtration, second is reabsorption, and last is secretion. Now this is the flowchart which is showing the process of formation and filtration of urine. First, ultrafiltration occurs in glomerulus under high pressure, and due to which various substances are dissolved in the blood in the Bowman's capsule. So initial process begins in the Bowman capsule, where all the blood is coming through afferent arteriole and ultrafiltration is done due to pressure. Now the blood passes through the tubular parts of the nephron, where useful substances such as glucose, amino acids, salts, major amount of water are selectively absorbed. Ultrafiltration is the first process. Second is reabsorption. The blood passes through the tubular part of nephron, where all these useful substances like these are absorbed. Glucose, amino acids, salts, water are selectively absorbed. And third, now the urine formed in each kidney enters a long tube which is called as ureter, which connects the kidney with the urinary bladder. And lastly, urine is stored in the urinary bladder until the pressure of expanded bladder causes the urge to pass it out. So this is the flow chart. This is the flow chart which is showing the process of formation and removal of urine, how this urine is formed and removed from the body. This is very important. Now we will study artificial kidney or hemodialysis. Now, as we know that our kidneys are the main vital organs for survival because they help in excretion. Harmful substances are removed from the body through kidney. But if these kidneys are damaged or these are not functioning properly, then how we can survive? We can survive with the help of artificial kidney. Several factors such as infections, injury or restricted blood flow can reduce the normal activities of the kidney, and this can lead to accumulation of poisonous waste in the body that can cause death. Now, kidney failures can be managed by artificial kidney. Artificial kidney, it is a device which is used to remove nitrogenous products from the body through dialysis. And this is, so dialysis is a process through which harmful substances are removed from the body with the help of artificial kidney. Because if these harmful substances are present in the body, they will cause infections in the blood. So these need to be removed from the body. So if there is certain infection or if the kidneys are not working properly, in that case dialysis is done with the help of artificial kidney. Now we should also know what is the functional and structure of these artificial kidneys. Artificial kidneys contain a number of tubes with a semi-permeable lining suspended in the tank with a dialyzing fluid. This fluid has same osmotic pressure as that of blood, except it is devoid of nitrogenous waste such as urea. So this fluid is devoid of nitrogenous waste such as urea. During the process of dialysis, patient blood is passed through these tubes. Now, as the blood passes through these tubes, all the waste products from the body move into the dialyzing fluid by diffusion, and purified blood is pumped back into the patient body. So all the waste products which are harming the body are removed with the dialyzing fluid with help of diffusion, and the pure blood is pumped back into the body. The dialyzing unit allows the blood to run one side of the cellophane membrane and dialyzing fluid in the opposite direction. So this is the process how this artificial kidney works. Now we should also know what is the difference between the artificial kidney and natural kidney. Now the process of reabsorption does not occur in case of artificial kidney, whereas process of reabsorption occur in case of natural kidney. And artificial kidney, it does not happen normally. In case of natural Kidney, in healthy adult, the initial filtrate in the kidney is 180 liter, but daily volume is 1 to 1.8 liter. This happens in case of natural kidney, but it does not happen in case of artificial kidney. Now we will study excretion in plants. How in plants this excretion is working. Plants also excrete various products during their life process, and these products may be completely different from those of animals. First is gaseous waste products. Plants release various gaseous waste like carbon dioxide, which is produced during respiration at night, and oxygen during photosynthesis. Now there are some liquid waste products, like plants also get rid of various water produced as waste during respiration by the process of transpiration. Some plants exclude through stomata. So stomata is responsible for removal of excess of water, and some other through hydrothodes. So plants also store waste substances like resins and gums, and rubber plant exudes latex as the excretory products. So these are the excretory products which are removed from the plant body. Apart from this, there are certain solid waste products, like these are in case of hardwood. Some cellular vacuoles and tissues with dead cells also are removed in case of hardwood. Now apart from this, there are certain useful plant waste. Plants like oak store excretory products in the form of tannin in their trunks, which is used in the treatment of leather. Essential oils are also excreted in the form of sandal oil, olive oil, and gums from the plants are widely used to make adhesives. Resins are used to make varnishes, glazing agents, and natural rubber is also material which is used in the tire industry. So these are useful plant products which are excreted from the plants. These are some of the important points for your exams, like uric acid. It is most insoluble in water and may crystallize, and it is deposited in joints and it can cause pain and gout. Kidney stones results from deposition of uric acid, calcium oxalate, calcium phosphate, and calcium carbonate. And what is osmoregulation? It is a process of maintaining the water and salt contents in the body. Contractile vacuole, it has been osmoregulation and excretion, and 800 liters of blood is pumped by the human heart, and 1900 liter enters the kidney. Human kidney produce 180 liter of nephronic filtrate each day. Only 1 to 1.2 liter of urine is produced daily. In human beings, the right kidney is slightly lower than the left kidney, and hematuria is a abnormal condition in which blood passes in the urine due to infection in the urinary tract. And as we know, if this kidneys are not working, we can replace with the help with artificial kidneys, and we can remove the excretory products from the body. So please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that we can make more videos for your revision.